everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. I'm back here filled with positive and happy energy, and I love the conversation that we're having today. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most important signs that you need to be identifying in every relationship that you're dealing with, and also within yourself. There are three personalities that every human is dealing with in this world, at least with one of them. So you need to identify which kind of person you're dealing with before you get too deep into the relationship, or if you're already deep into the relationship, it's time for you to get started and identify the personalities that you have and the other person in the relationship has. From the three personalities we're going to review today, two of them are the ones that we do not want to be dealing with, or we don't want to be having in our own self, within ourselves. But one of them, which is the last one, is the best one that every human in the world is looking for to deal with and also to be. So the three personalities. Number one is selfishness. Is one of the personalities that we do not want to be dealing with, and we don't want to be a part of that tribe or whatever that is called. Number two, selflessness. And number three, self-love or self-lovers. This is where we all want to be at, and this is the type of people we want to be dealing with. So let's begin to review the three personalities and the difference between them, because sometimes it's really hard, and sometimes self-love is mistakenly judged for selfishness. So that's the reason we're trying to review the difference between the three, and at the end of this video I'm gonna give you guys 3 ways and 3 early signs that you could tell in a human being if they are being selfish, selfless, or self-love. So let's begin. So selfishness, people who are selfish are basically out there to use and abuse every human. So why is it that we don't want to be selfish, and why is it that we don't want to deal with selfish people? Because selfish people are always in a relationship only to gain benefit from. If you're in a relationship with a selfish person, that means you're acting selfless. And we're going to review selfless very soon, but this is not a good thing. You need to change yourself so that selfish people are not attracted to you, because selfish people are narcissistic. Selfish people are the type of people who are willing to do anything to make you into believing that they're nice people and they're kind people, and make you to do whatever that they want you to do for them. So this way they can abuse you, they can gain from you until the day they can. So this is the last personality we want to be dealing with in our lives, and this is the last personality we want to be having in our lives. Number 2 is selfless. Selfless people are basically people who are willing to sacrifice every happiness of their own, who are willing to do anything and everything to make other people happy. And this group of people are usually unhappy people because they are giving to the extreme. They are giving everything in their power and beyond, but they're not receiving anything, or they're receiving very little, and for that reason they're getting discouraged, they're getting disappointed, and they're always losing self-confidence. Why do we not want to be selfless? Because selfless only attract narcissistic and selfish people, because selfish people are only looking for selfless people so that they can abuse them. The third type of people are my favorite, are the people that I love to deal with, and those are self-lovers. And don't get me wrong, seriously, I love to deal with every human being in this planet, but honestly, selfish people are not my type. I love them, I pray for them, I send them positive energies, but they're not the kind of people that I want to have in life. Selfless people, I love helping them. That's my job. I help selfless people find their true authentic self and become self-lovers. So number 3, we're going to talk about self-lovers, and that's my favorite part. Self-lovers are the type of people who love themselves as much as they love other people, and this is the best part. Selfish people love themselves more than other people. Selfless people love others more than they love themselves. But self-lovers love themselves as much as they love other people. A self-lover is the person who can be trusted, because you can rely on a self-lover, and because you could tell if someone loved themselves deeply And if that person also love others deeply, that person is someone that you could count on. Self-lovers are basically the destination that every human wants to achieve, and self-lover are the people that everyone wants to have a relationship with. So now let's review the early signs of every personality. So when you go in a relationship, you want to tell the difference between the person who's practicing self-love, or the person who's selfish, or the person who's selfless. This could be for any relationship, any type of a relationship, and even your own relationship with yourself. So how can you tell if someone is selfish? By their reaction towards other people, because selfish people are usually very judgmental. They judge other people most of the times because they want to cover their own insecurities and they want to shine better than others. Another sign is that selfish is manipulator. Now, there are different types of selfish people. Some of them, they make you feel bad for them. So by making you feel sorry, they try to gain your attention and they try to abuse you. The other type of selfish people, they try to make you believe they're the best and there is no one better than them in the world. And these type of people usually are the more judgmental ones because they try to say that they know everything the best, they are the best, and they're the most beautiful, they're the most talented, they're the most knowledgeable. These type of people are the ones who try to manipulate you into believing something very strong about them so then they can start abusing you. Selfish people are the most uncaring towards others. So the early signs of finding out if someone is selfish is that when you're talking to them early on in your relationship, just pay attention to how they talk about other people. If they're judging, if they are careless, if they're talking about other people in a very careless way, that way you would know they're selfish. But again, do not let them trick you into believing that they're kind, because some type of selfish people, they're very smart. They know exactly how to play their game. And at the beginning, they start by showing you that they're very kind. So this is how they do it. But if you are smart enough, if you do pay deep attention into their actions, you would see how careless they are. Because talking is different than actions. Don't just look at the way they're talking. Don't just hear the words. Try to pay deep attention into their actions. How do they treat other people? How do they talk to their family? How do they talk to the strangers? And how do they talk to you? A selfish person loves to be controlling. They love to control. They love to take control over everything. Your actions, your words, everything that you say, everything that you do. So if you go somewhere with your partner and if they try to control your behavior, if they try to tell you what to do, what to say, what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, and if they keep picking on everything that you do, they are being selfish. They're being narcissistic. Selfish people are very self-centered. They always want to talk about themselves. They always want to be telling stories about their past, about their own family, about their own experiences, and they don't want to hear about you. They don't ask you any questions about you. They don't want to know about you. Now, this could be a little bit different early on into the relationship, because sometimes in the beginning they're really interested to know about you because again, they're very controlling. They want to know who they're dealing with. But once they get a little bit more into the relationship, they don't want to hear about you anymore. It's all going to be about them. Selfish people do not show any weaknesses. They don't want to be known as a weak person. They don't want to say they're vulnerable. They don't want to they always want to look strong and they always want to look like a hero. Selfishness comes directly from ego, a high level of ego. And if you start talking about their ability in a negative way, or if you have a comment about their personality that needs to be improved, or if you have something that is not pleasant to their ear about them, they're not going to like it. They only want to hear good things about themselves. Nothing negative about them exists in their world. And if you start talking about something negative or even something that they need to improve, they don't like it. Oh, and this one sign is something that you can test and you can see on your first day of relationship with a narcissistic, and that is to disagree with them. If you do not agree with their opinion, with their points, they're not going to like it. They love to be always known as the smart person in the room. They always want to be that one person who knows everything. So if you do disagree with them, you'll see it in their face. Selfishness will be written on their forehead. Selfish people criticize other people behind their back, or in other words, they judge people behind their backs. If you see someone who's laughing at others, if you see someone who is making fun of other people, the more judgmental and the more they criticize other people behind their back, the more chances they're selfish and narcissistic. This is a good one. Selfish people exaggerate their achievements. So whenever you're talking to someone who is really exaggerating their abilities, their achievements, their life experiences, and if you feel like something is not right here, if you feel like you're looking at a human but you're hearing an experience of a hero in Disney movies, another great example of a selfish behavior is that they're scared of public failure. So they're not comfortable with failure. You know, if you're talking to a self-lover, they talk about their failures, they talk about their downs and ups and every part of their life. But selfish people do not talk about their failures. They don't like to be known as a person who have ever experienced failure. Now, if you're already dealing with a selfish person in your life and you don't know how to deal with them, the best way to deal with selfish people is to be yourself. So if you give yourself what you deserve, if you give yourself enough attention, if you don't give enough attention to their extra selfishness, if you agree with the fact that they are being too selfish, if you don't give them extra power, if you don't become selfless, which we're going to talk about soon, this is the way you can deal with that. So now we're going to talk about selfless people. I personally love people who are selfless because these type of people are the people who are very flexible to become self-lovers, and they help humanity, they help the world. But at some point of their lives, like me myself, I used to be an extreme selfless, and at some point in our life, selfless people, they get abused. And being too much selfless is not really right, because selfless people only care about other people's happiness. They put other people before themselves, and they become happy from other people's happiness. They want to see others happy. It's really good. It's perfect to love other people, and that is the first thing you need to have in you so that you could be a self-lover. But being only selfless to the extreme is not good, because then you only love people more than you love yourself, because then you give more attention to people more than you give attention to yourself, and that's when you get stuck with narcissistic and selfish people. The signs of identifying selfless people is when you see someone is always thinking about how their action is going to affect people, or the people who feel great by helping other people, or the people who do not wait for that perfect timing to help. They just go ahead, make the time, make it happen, and they help because they love making other people happy. Now, selfless people at some point have very good level of self-confidence, but that's if selfless people are working on themselves to become self-lovers. But if they turn out to be only selfless to the extreme, their confidence will go just lower and lower, because they attract narcissistic people. And narcissistic people, what they do is to bring your self-confidence low. That's the first thing they want to be doing, because that's when they can get into you and they can abuse you. Now, I want to talk about the negative selfless part. And as I said, selfless people are like angels. They're amazing. But they have a negative side. If you are selfless, I need you to work on yourself. I've been there myself. You know, when you try to bend backwards to help others become happy, that's not a good thing, because You could be trusted, you could be reliable, you could be lovable only if you love yourself as much as you love other people. But if you love other people more than you love yourself, in society, people do not look at you as a person who could be reliable or who could be trusted. You're only going to be seen as the type of person who could be taken advantage of, who could be abused, and you are going to be attracted by narcissistic and by selfish people. And this is not what we want in life, because being selfless is a blessing, but that is only the root that you need to have, the root of being selfless. If you're selfless, you need to work on yourself to become good for the whole world, not only for the selfish people. So now I'm going to review the signs of extreme selflessness. As I said, number one sign is that you bend backwards to make other people happy. Number two, you are the one who is always planning everything for everyone. So a group of people are relying on you to plan for them. Everyone will always call you when they want something planned, when they want something done. You become the most accommodating person out there in the room. You hate it when other people are disappointed at you and you want to make them happy all the time. You don't want to do something to upset other people, so for that reason, you sacrifice your own happiness to make other people happy. You feel like everyone's problem in the world is your problem to fix. You do not see your selflessness as a problem. You do suffer back consciously. You are suffering. You're not happy completely. You feel like you're drained. But at the same time, you don't see your selflessness as a problem and you're loving it. I know it's a great personality to have, but it's much better to have it in the right way. People always expect you to get some tasks done for them, or pick things up for them, or do things that they are able to do themselves, but because you're always there for them, they want you to do it. People always take you for granted, and this is again because you're practicing selflessness to the extreme. If you practice it on a moderate level, and if you love yourself the same amount as you love other people, then you're not going to be taken for granted. And again, I want to emphasize on this. I want to keep repeating this because it happened to me and I see this every day with so many of my clients. It happens to them. They get attracted by narcissistic people, by selfish people, and they always end up being abused and taken advantage of. So please start working on yourself. Turn your selflessness into a self-love. Okay, so now we're going to be reviewing the signs of a person who's practicing self-love. A person who's practicing self-love is never judgmental. These type of people will never judge other people because they don't feel any empty spots in their own being and they don't want to fill it by putting other people down. So they always do shine in a room. When they're somewhere, they shine because they have positive energy, they have good vibes going on around them. But at the same time, they want to make other people shine in the room. So they're always complimenting other people. They're always making other people happy. They're always trying to help other people feel good about themselves so that they're not the only ones who are shining in the room. They are good type of selfless people because they love themselves as much as they love other people, and they believe they deserve the best as well as everyone in the world. If they make something good happen in their own life, they try to make that perfect thing happen in other people's life too, so that they can help people become happy. The passion and the mission and the purpose of a self-lover is to make everyone happy in their life. So basically, a self-lover tries to give more than enough love to their own body, soul, and mind so that they can bring that compassion, that kindness, and that love out of their own self for other people. That is everlasting, ongoing, forever compassion and love that we can give to ourselves and to others. I hope you guys liked my video. If you did, please press the subscribe button and also please press that like button so that you show me your love. So this way I get more energy from you guys so that I record more videos to give you guys more energy, love, and compassion. And if you guys like to connect with me more, you can also follow me on my Instagram at Shadi Happy Life. I'm usually active on Instagram all day. and we can connect more with each other on my Instagram account. And also, I am making an amazing digital course for people who are trying to find their true authentic self. So people who are selfless but are trying to be self-lovers. If you're one of them, just stay tuned. You can follow me on my Instagram so you can get the news once the course is out. I hope again you guys liked it, and I hope to have you as a part of my tribe. If you want to be a part of my tribe, just subscribe to my channel. Take care. Have a wonderful day filled with joy, love, positivity, laughter, and happiness. Bye.